Hello, everyone. My name is Jim Brennan, and I'd like to welcome you to the Tuesday night World Meditation. Tonight, I'm coming from my house outside in the daytime for once. It's pre-recorded from Naples, New York. The sacred time and space is devoted to our shared practice of entering stillness together and giving together. Let us first surround and protect ourselves with the love and the grace of God. Before we begin the meditation, I'd like to share a passage from the New Message About Practice. And I've chosen revelation called the Illumination, which I feel for me is extremely important. And it shows us the spectacular beauty that we live in within this world. But more importantly, a lot of other races don't have this beauty, like Marshall said the other day, because it's a jewel in the universe. But it's not the only other jewel. The most important jewel is what we carry within us, the golden thread of our lives. And this revelation really points out to me the significance of both, the connection we have, because everything is connected. This revelation was revealed to Marshall Leanne Summers on July 29th, 2013 in Boulder, Colorado. When your eyes are finally cleared and your mind can truly be quiet for any length of time, you will begin to have moments of illumination. Moments where you can see beyond what the ordinary senses report and hear things far more beautiful than anything you can hear on earth. These are the signs of illumination. They perhaps will only be momentary at first, but they will stand in great contrast to all of your other experiences. Even your happiest moments or most contented experiences cannot in any way compare with these. It is as if you have gained the eyes to see something that has already been there, that has always been there, that surrounds you continuously. But your eyes are fixated on a different kind of reality. And you are in a relationship with that reality so completely, fixated upon it so completely, well, that you cannot see everything else. This greater reality is like the stars shining above you. They do not only shine at night, they shine every moment of every day. Perhaps you only care to look up at them for brief moments, very infrequently, but they are always there. The eyes of heaven are always watching every moment of every day. But perhaps only once or twice in a lifetime will you experience this more directly. Until you begin to take the steps to knowledge, this will be the case for nearly everyone, for their senses were designed to react and respond to the world. Their ideas are fixated here. Their problems exist here. Their irresolution exists here. Their lack of forgiveness, lack of self-respect exist here. At every moment of every day, you are living in creation, not the physical landscape you see or the urban landscape, but in creation itself. This is why, in taking the steps to knowledge, you are taught that you will see a whole new world once your eyes are clear and your mind is still and connected to the deeper knowledge that God has placed within you. Yes, you are still in the world. You are still here doing what you're supposed to be doing, or trying to find what you're supposed to be doing, which is most often the case, but you will always have glimpses, you see. And these glimpses are important, for they speak of a greater reality in which you live at this moment, but to which you are largely unaware and unavailable. Preoccupied you are so much, distracted so much, taken up so much with your fears and desires and obligations. It is like heaven cannot get your attention, but heaven is here. Amongst the angelic assembly, someone is assigned to watch you. You will not be one of the great figures, but one of their assistants instead. They will be watching you and others. So in a sense, you are never alone. And all the things you do alone that are degrading and disgraceful to you are observed by someone else. You cannot escape this fact, for there is no real privacy in the universe and in the universe of creation. Well, everyone knows everything about everyone. So the idea of hiding and pretending is unnecessary. It does not even come up. But that is not where you are now. That is where you have come from originally, and that is what you will return to eventually. But here you are, a human being, an individual trying to survive and accomplish something valuable in the world, dealing with a world of great difficulty, a world that requires constant adaptation and decision-making, a world that is unpredictable, despite all your assurances of security, a world that can change in a moment, a life that can change in a moment. If you are to follow a life of greater purpose and meaning, you will have moments of illumination. They will just occur because your vision is becoming refined. Your mind is in greater alignment with the greater purpose that has brought you here. You have freed yourself from divisive and destructive relationships and have gained new alliances that can support you truly and meaningfully here. This takes a long time to accomplish in general. There is no magic pill. There is no magic button. There is no elevator that takes you to heaven. You have to forge a new union within yourself, and this represents the core purpose of most spiritual practice, which is a reorientation of the mind from trying to be its own master and Lord to serving that which is there to guide it, which God has put within you to guide it. This will change everything. Your values, your priorities, your incentives, your problems, everything. When you have finally gotten on the true path of your life, then moments of illumination can occur here and there. They will show you something that you have always known but have long forgotten. In this moment, you will see a world of revelation, a world of light, a world of marvelous creation, and the physical world will seem like it is being superimposed upon the greater reality. Here, you may even see a world of darkness superimposed on a world of great light and expansion. You will recognize that both exist, but the reality, the greater reality, is permanent, whereas the changing reality is temporary. And you will realize you have to serve this temporary reality because this is your task. And this represents the culmination of your own return, your own redemption. There will be no argument here. It is simply a natural thing. But in this moment, which will seem so timeless, you will see creation itself with the physical reality superimposed upon it. You might even have a moment of purely seeing the greater reality. But this is only a moment, for you must return. You cannot escape into this. This is not the purpose of this experience. The purpose of this experience is to free you from fear and to give you greater strength in your true alignment with knowledge. For here you come into alignment with all life and creation itself. Knowledge here is not your personal advisor. It is your connection to everything. It is your connection to those who sent you into the world. It is your connection to your spiritual family. It is your connection to God. If your eyes were truly clear, if your mind was truly still and aligned properly, you would feel the presence of your spiritual family with you, increasingly, and in an increasing number of situations, because they are there, you see. You cannot escape entirely the reality from which you have come, into which you will return. It is there with you now. This is the force of redemption that is so very powerful, but it exists beyond the boundaries of separation. Boundaries of a separated reality. a separated identity, and everything that is involved with that. It is like waking up during a dream, and not only after the dream is over. Knowledge is your connection to this greater reality, for it is the part of you that has never left God. It is still connected to heaven. That is why it is fearless. That is why it is powerful. That is why it is unconflicted. That is why it is certain of its mission, purpose here on earth. Illumination, then, is the sign of what is really true in your life, what calls to you, and what strengthens you on your return. Heaven watches you. That is why alone you can do nothing, because you are here. You are never really totally alone, you see. Perhaps at first this will seem like an intrusion. It will seem uninvited. It will seem harsh. You will resist it at first, resent it. But once you come to your senses, you will realize what a great strengthening this is, for the eyes that watch you are totally compassionate. This is the evidence that you have never really left creation. And the experiences it will give you will reinforce this understanding, which is only just beginning to merge at this time. All others here seek this too, regardless of the destructive nature of their involvements and their hopeless pursuits they try to fulfill, and the tragedies they have created, and the errors they have created, and the wasted time they have produced. This is still their deepest inclination. For the mind that you think with, your worldly mind, can only conceive of things in this world. It cannot imagine creation. It cannot imagine your heavenly state. It cannot imagine the angelic assembly. It cannot imagine everything that exists beyond your realm, in whatever dimension. It is best to leave this open to the mystery, and not tax your mind needlessly, trying to create an understanding. Heaven will call, but you cannot move yet because you do not have the foundation. The 4 pillars are like the 4 tires on your vehicle. Without them, you're not going anywhere. So there is your foundation, and that is what the illumination will seek to bring to you first and foremost, before you can seek greater and more majestic things. This is breaking through the veil of separation. It is not a product of taking your mind into a higher and higher realms, for your personal mind really is grounded in the world. You must go beyond it. It is meant to serve a greater power within you, the power of knowledge. That is its true role. And here it will function magnificently, whereas now it is functioning more destructively, because it does not have the proper context in which to function. When you say that creation is with you at this moment, well, we are talking about something that exceeds your normal range of experience. But should you experience this, it can alter the course of your life and give you a real commitment to taking the steps you must take to discern your greater purpose, which will come into view once other things have been cleared away and set aside. It is the product of true self-honesty. Here you do not give up everything in the world. You simply set aside those things that are standing in your way and holding you back. You already know what they are, but you have not really been willing to face some of these things yet. All the great religions of the world can bring you to experiences of illumination if they are understood correctly, and if your heart is not filled with grievance and malice, but with humility and reverence, and the desire to serve others. But this is hard to find in traditions that have been overlaid with other emphasis, with other priorities and other requirements. So God has again spoken again to provide the steps to knowledge, like a ladder sent down into the world. You need only climb out. And as you do, you will learn things you never could have learned before. You will find freedom from things that you thought would be with you forever. Your mind will be cleansed and your vision will be clear. and you will be able to see the light that exists beyond the fog of confusion. Please join me now in a 30-minute stillness practice. Take whatever time you need to read your own step and enter stillness when you're ready. Nase Navari Kuro. While we are in this place of stillness, I'd like to share a passage from the New Message speaking about the messenger. And I've chosen a passage from God Has Spoken Again, chapter The Mission of the Messenger. The mission of the messenger is to establish God's revelation here sufficiently within his remaining years so that humanity can begin to prepare for a changing world and prepare for its engagement with the greater community itself. This will change your theology. This will change your understanding of God and how God works in the world. This will challenge your fundamental religious beliefs about what redemption means, because when you think of God in the greater community, it changes everything. What is heaven for a billion races and more? What is hell when you know that God has put knowledge within you and you can never escape it, its blessing and its redemption? Who can say when God will speak again? Who without arrogance and ignorance can say that God cannot speak again? Even God's messengers cannot say that. Even the angelic host cannot say that. So what person can claim such authority to determine what God will do next? It is the epitome of arrogance and ignorance and foolishness. The mission of the messenger will have to face all of these things. It will have to face intellectual arrogance. It will have to face outright blind rejection. It will have to face every form of accusation. Excuse me. This is towards one who is bringing the greatest expression of God's love that has been received in 1400 years. This is directed at one whose life, though facing difficulty and imperfect, is nonetheless a demonstration of the revelation itself. For the first time in human history, the whole world can witness the process of revelation, instead of only hearing about it through distant tales and fantastic stories. For the first time, the human family can hear the voice of revelation, read the words of revelation, not as they were portrayed centuries later by people who did not know the messenger, not carried on through oral tradition for the benefit of illiterate populations, but something right in this moment. For humanity does not have centuries to come to terms with this. The change that is underway is too rapid. The convergence of greater forces is too powerful and overwhelming. Around the world, people are feeling anticipation and anxiety about the direction of the world. Whatever they ascribe these fears to, or however they might try to define it, it is because they are feeling the great waves of change that are coming into the world. They are feeling that humanity is becoming ever more weak, vulnerable, subject now to forces beyond its awareness. It is because of this that God has sent the revelation into the world. It is because of this that the messenger is here. Honor him. Respect him. He is not a God, but none of the messengers were gods. He is not perfect, but none of the messengers were perfect. He has struggled with the revelation, because all the messengers have struggled with the revelations. He will be attacked and condemned because of all the messengers have been attacked and condemned by this very same thoughtlessness, arrogance, and ignorance that the messengers today will have to face, and is facing even at this moment. His mission is not to build bridges or change governments or rectify every problem and error and injustice in the world. His mission is to give the secret restoration to the individual and to prepare humanity for the greatest events in human history, which are now upon you. and which are coming over the horizon, even at this moment. Let us spend a few moments together here with Marshall and send him our love, our strength, our devotion, and for me, most importantly for me, my and our gratitude for his life that he has given. Now see if there are any or others in the world or in your life who need to receive this strength as well or any other quality. If so, spend a moment sending strength or another quality to these individuals. Now say goodbye, Crow. Thank you all for coming.